Welcome back, Tankers of Blitz Universe. We're just a few hours away from the start of the New Moon event, and we bring you a sort of review of the Blaze WZ, the tier 7 tank destroyer you can grind in a marathon of missions. 7 missions you need to do before you get this one. And as Wargaming advertises it, it's a tier 7 tank destroyer that is as ruthless as a raging inferno. A dragon twists across its hull and turret, and a man that is shaped like a fire drake's head. The Blaze WZ cannot boast thick armor. Its average damage is 400 per shot, and top speed is 50 km per hour. The tank destroyer's turret can rotate 45 degrees left and right. And that's it for the propaganda, for all the advertising and the commercials. Let's take it into a few public games. We have 3 full games and some small snapshots showing how the tank should be played in my opinion, and comparison stats between several of the tier 7 tank destroyers, which show you what this tank has in terms of strengths and in terms of weaknesses. And I hope you can then make up your mind and, well, decide if the Blaze WZ is the one for you to grind, or the Glacial 112, which we will be featuring in a review today as well. As you can see, it was a fairly quick tank. It has a useful HE shell because of its 122mm gun. We are up on top on Middelburg over here, and the top speed is one of the best things of the tank there is. The worst thing of the tank is obviously the armor. As Wargaming said, it cannot boast thick armor. I'd like to rephrase that. It cannot boast anything in terms of armor. The only thing you might get bounces with it is the gun mantlet, and maybe tracks if you juke left or right and people shoot your tracks, and that happens. The gun is a bit of a blunderbuss. This was a game where RNG was with us, where RNG smiled upon us, and we managed to land in some shots that were quite ridiculous to get in. This one or the earlier one on the SU-101. Not even fully aimed, but we whacked it in nevertheless, which is good, which is fun, but it's not what you expect from this 122mm gun. It's a typical Russian gun. It is mounted on the Glacial 2, and variations of it are on the IS-3, on the IS-6, on the Defender, on the ISU-122S, on the SU-100, on the ISU SU-152, some of the top guns, not the big derp howitzer, but the other guns are there. And to sum up the tank, I think you should look at it as a turreted SU-100 with the 122mm gun. And we're gonna see in the statistics why that would be a good classification, because it has pretty useless gun stats. They are very weak. The aim time is long. You can see the reload 13.6 seconds. It's very long. I must admit that I initially set up this tank with binocs and a camo net as I equipped it in the contributor account, but upon driving it, this thing, it can't really snipe. The the velocity of the shells flying through, it's not that high, and well, I think you're best off driving with the pack of tanks, with the mediums, with the heavies up front. Sit second line and bring that 400 average alpha damage into play pretty quick. You can see we were driving around on Middelburg, 9 shots fired, 9 is 8 penetrations, 3k of damage, and we just about shot every other tank on the red team. Here's a few of the things you can do. The Tiger One just shot the M6 and we finish him off. There we go. Double tap, so to speak. Tiger shoots, we shoot, and almost on upwards into the KV-3. There we go. Tiger shoots. We aim and aim and aim and aim and reload and shoot. As you can see, we are using APCR because the penetration values on the AP rounds are a bit underwhelming. Gonna see that in a few seconds. Driving up quickly towards the Cromwell, and a big shell kaboom into the front of his turret, and again the Tiger finishes off. And that's what you can do in this tank because it has a turret. It has the same sort of driving capabilities as an SU-100 and SU-152. Fairly quick, It is there to get up close and personal as fast as possible with the big alpha gun. And because you have a turret, you can point to the left slightly, shoot, knock them out, and move back again into cover quickly to get the reload done, because that is the other big disadvantage of the tank, the long reload. Again, using tank compare on blitzstars.com, you can see it here. The tanks I have selected on the on tank compare, they all have better DPM. It has fairly standard penetration values. The Emil gets better penetration numbers, but that said, caliber T25/2 and a housing, they have a lower caliber, and the Emil slightly bigger. And if you set it to the premium rounds carried on these tanks, it's only the Emil that gets lower because it has well, only AP rounds and AT. It hasn't got APCR or heat. But you can see penetration values are pretty good on the APCR and needed at times, but most of the bits over here below are red. A lot of the tanks do it worse, especially the Russian ones. You have a turret so you can traverse left or right. The T25/2 and a Helsing do it better, having a fully rotatable turret. But a lot of the tanks do things better as well, especially, take a look over here in the armor department. Power to weight ratio, it's quite good, but the armor department you are lacking. The Sture Emil has a bit of the same sort of armor profile. It's not a very good one. SU 152s, KV2s, those are the ones that will be your nemesis on the battlefield. And obviously the T25/2 and the Helsing, these are the only ones that have a turret. I don't know why the SU 122-44 is listed with turret, but hey ho, let's go, hey presto, it is in there anyway. As said, I was using tank compare by blitzstars.com. Excellent website. So by all means, take a look over there. And here we are again. Where is it? Yeah, there it is, SU 100. And if you take a look at these statistics, you can see the SU 100 having pretty much the same gun. And pretty much the same statistics. Really, it's not that much worse being a tier lower. Of course, it has less traversal left and right because it doesn't have a turret. The SU 100 and the Blaze has. But like I said, think of it as a turreted SU 100 with the 122mm gun, and using the same sort of playstyle, get the alpha damage in quickly and support the team from second line because you don't have much in terms of armor. Alright, we are kicking off on For Despair, Tier 8 Supremacy Battle, as you can see. And I'd like to park myself anywhere where the big guns are. Hopefully with the IS and the IS-3 we'll see what happens. First up, over here, into the bushes, trying to spot something. The Blaze has horrific, in my opinion, horrific view range, only 230 meters. Which is on par with the SU 152 and below of any of the other tank destroyers in tier 7. Even a tier 5 Leopard has better view range than you, and that's something you have to take into consideration as well, because you'll get spotted by any tank on the battlefield, basically anyone, before they can even spot you. There's a Dracula rushing in, trying to shoot the Panther. Does it work? It does work, it seems, but I think we only hit his tracks. Sorry about the coughing. I am quite sick, which you can probably hear from my voice as well. But it's trying to move around here. T71, so HE shell into him. There we go. That one is a nice one. We touched him. Yes, and he is off. That's the beauty of a 122mm gun versus lightly armored tanks at tier 7. Use HE and blast them to bits. AP shell through the side of a Panther 2 works as well. We are going in over here. SU 100, can we shoot this one? RNG, yes! RNG is again with us. Shots you really shouldn't be able to hit. Fully open reticule, but we hit it anyway. And can we save the SP1C? We whack one into him. Yes, and the SP1C finishes off. That's good. because the Reds have 3 bases captured and we are about 300 points behind. Yes, we are 300 points behind. It's time to get this base. So luckily, Comet, the best thing to do on a supremacy battle when you are tanks down is to attack an AFK, and especially an IS-3. This shot goes in. Thank you. We are capturing a base. You could notice our Comet that we are over here. So let's roll in and check what we can do versus an IS-3. My thoughts are that up front, yep, AP doesn't work. We need APCR, but we bounce. Anyway, straight off on the pike nows. Like I said, the pan numbers on the AP round, they are just not there. You will need a fair bit of APCR if you enter tier 8 battles. Which isn't a bad thing if you want to do that and want to shoot tanks. But if you want to get a, let's say, cheap premium tank from this event, you probably won't get it. Though this RNG wasn't with us anymore. That shot went on the front of the Comet into the ground, unfortunately. And the IS-3 is just telling, I loaded so late. Yeah, we kind of figured out already. Right, let's drive back into the base B. I was thinking the Comet is moving in. No, he's not moving in. Are we going to make it? We have to stop base B. Could have probably turned. Thank you SP1C for helping me out. Yes, and that stops the clock from ticking from the red team. And we will be getting base B again. The Comet finishes off the IS. And that's a good thing that he finishes off this IS only now, because if he hadn't gone for that IS-3 and worked its way earlier in there, we would have probably lost the game a bit earlier. But thank you, Mr. Comet, for not killing us, not killing other tanks. We are happy to do the honors and blow a shot into you. But RNG wasn't with us, so we're gonna ram him and finish him off anyway. 1 kill, enemy vehicle destroyed. And this is, yeah, another cough. And this is an ace game, thanks to supremacy. Bit of a cheeky ace, capturing 1 base and a part of another base. With that said, 10 shots, 8 hits, 7 penetrations, fairly decent accuracy, decent, not fairly good, only decent. But an ace is an ace, so I'm not complaining, and we are going into Oasis Palms, again a supremacy match. And let's see what we can do about this one. I think Wargaming have partly introduced supremacy as well to make people go into areas that they normally don't go. As you can see, Oasis Palms has 3 bases, A and B, in the town and on the side of the town. And there is base C in the desert, which is the area which is used most often. So they will park 2 bases in the areas of the map that aren't used at all, or far less used, and that brings people into the whole map, and not half of it. I'm not sure if Wargaming did this on purpose, but I can't help but think of it that they did it at least with slight hope that people would use more parts of the map than otherwise. Anyway, engaging T-54 lightweight who is behind a rock, but we can shoot him anyway. Thank you for 140 Alpha. And again, this is a way of using the tank. 140 Alpha isn't that much, but it's going in, whacking a big shell into a tank. Here we go again onto the Panther. 388 just below. My controls are kicking up. I had no idea what they were doing. But this is what you can do with the tank, driving quickly, 50 kilometers top speed, and then just roll in. Panther again, snapshot, thank you, 405, and almost and upwards into the Tiger. Adrenaline rushing in, and the Tiger is in trouble, because I can shoot him. This one doesn't miss, I don't even have to fully aim. And let's go Panther hunting now. Hello, where are you, where are you, where are you? There are you! Hello, Panther! I'm ablaze, I have a big gun. And I don't even shoot you, because the Comet finished off earlier. Thank you, Comet. Thank you for helping me out. T-43, slightly aimed down. Yes! Into the back again. You have those games where every shot you shoot with a slightly open reticule hits, and this is one of them. Thank you, thank you. And as the game evolves, I'd like to give my thoughts on the Blaze. It is a fun tank. It's a bit like the Helsing, but with a big gun. Same sort of alpha, not the double-barreled 90mm 200 alpha per shot Helsing stuff, which gives you 400. The Blaze gives you 400 in one shot if you penetrate. But this tank, it is not a sniper, it is a tank that is easy to drive around, easy to get in trouble with. But in my opinion, a good one, and mostly because it has that big gun on top. The best redeeming feature of it is 400 alpha shots that you can do. Not necessarily a good gun in terms of accuracy, not a good tank in terms of armor, far from it. But it drives around pretty quick. 50 kilometers per hour is very good. You do need to be wary of what's happening on the battlefield, because if you don't, you will get whacked pretty quick in my opinion. And sometimes you just have to be lucky, because gun elevation isn't very big. But as we roll down, we shoot the Arc Panther anyway. Thank you very much, Arc Panther, for coming up into the battle. Thank you very much, RNGesus, for being with us in this game again. And thank you very much for a straight ace 2.5k damage. The bar is obviously pretty low at the moment, because not a lot of people are playing the Blaze WZ. But this might be the tank for you. New Moon event starting tonight. I wish you all a happy grinding. Cheers all, thanks for the support on the channel, and happy tanking as always.